Welcome back to the Alabama Film Room. I'm Lauren Sisler, joined by John Parker Wilson, and we want to start with the running game. Alabama has struggled to run the football, more specifically between the tackles in Week 1 and Week 2. Why is this such a problem for Alabama?
Yeah, so 242 yards in the first game, only 138 yards this game. I think it's because the other teams are selling out, trying to stop the run. Obviously, they know we have a true freshman back there playing quarterback. They don't want to get beat by what's been the strong suit of Alabama in the past. If they're going to get beat, they're going to say you're going to have to throw the ball downfield. And even though we do have so many good receivers, I think it's defensive coordinator's game plan so far. And I would be surprised if it wasn't Ole Miss's game plan also to take away the run and make us throw the ball.
So Alabama finding ways to move the football, not just north and south. And Calvin Ridley, a guy that they've gone to with this play you're going to show us, they've run quite a few times.
Yeah, so Lane Kiffin obviously over the past few years has shown us different ways to get his playmakers the ball, whether it was Amari Cooper his first year or Derrick Henry last year. We'll see Calvin Ridley down here in the bottom come in motion. My favorite play about this is it turns out to be pass yards because it's a forward lateral. But Calvin comes in motion, gets the ball, makes a nice cut, gets upfield, makes a secondary guy miss, and becomes an explosive run. So we saw it last week against USC, these explosive runs. This was one that we had this week. It just turned out to be a pass. I like it what the offensive line's doing right here. They're working together to get at the second level, kicking out, and then Calvin Ridley is going to make a good read up here. This is something we like to see, the zone read by the offensive line and the running back, which is our receiver. But good job seeing them get to second level, nice cut block downfield, and then making this guy miss. We always talk about it. Big explosive plays, changes the field. This is a different way to get one of our best playmakers the ball.
And while Alabama wants to try and get some of that pressure off the quarterbacks, those explosive plays, you have to get those. Calvin Ridley has shown us that he's able to do that, especially here in Game 2. Show us this next play with him going down the field for that big explosive catch. Yeah,
so one of the things I had watching the game was Calvin Ridley's fast. Let's get him the ball different ways. Jalen Hurts does a good job right here. Play action fake. See the offensive line selling out. I guess his patented crow hop now, and then just making a good play downfield. Great catch, good throw, just getting the ball to Calvin Ridley. See him getting off his route, beating the safety deep, and good to see. This is a tough adjustment for a receiver to turn around like that, to turn your head. It was really good. Really like to go back to the start of the play and just watch the offensive line. Obviously, we know we're going to run the ball a lot. This is a two-deep look, but everybody's selling out, even the running back coming around. This is what really makes a play. Sucks the safety up. We'll see him out of screen. But he comes up, and then Jalen Hurts just delivers a good ball.
And John Parker, again, Alabama struggling to run between the tackles. Another example here going to another big playmaker in Ardarius Stewart to the perimeter.
Yeah, so we can sit here and say we want to run the ball all you want, and if they've got more guys in the box, it just simply doesn't happen. We'll see right here, this is the design run with a pass attached to it. Good job by Jalen Hurts. Becomes a read option. So this guy's unblocked, and Jalen's got to read and see what he does, whether he hands the ball off to the running back. We'll see the offensive line blocking, even getting to the second level right here. Does the linebacker crash and play the run, or does he play the pass and Ardarius Stewart swinging out? Well, obviously he's coming downhill. That is going to leave us 2-on-2 blocking. So we'll have two receivers for two safeties a block. That means our receiver is untouched. And a really good job of Jalen reading this. Sells it, obviously gets far enough downfield where there's a passing lane to throw the ball to Ardarius, allows him to get the ball, get upfield, and get some yards. So they might be taking away the run, and that's fine, but you got to have these run-pass options to go off the run. And it's good to see a young guy reading it, because this is some higher level rather than just handing the ball for every play and taking a break. This is reading it. You got to run, you got to pass. So let's put ourselves in the best situation to get some yards.
And yet again, Alabama finding other ways to run the football non-traditionally, and Nick Saban's been known to do this before, putting defensive guys in, as you'll see here, as they try to punch it in from the goal line.
Right, so we've got 11 defensive guys in the box. We talk about 7, 8 guys. This is everybody. It's 3rd and goal. We're in our big package. We call it jumbo. Bringing Mack Wilson as a fullback, a linebacker traditionally. But yeah, this is just, we're going to line up and we're going to run the ball, kind of old school smash mouth football. I love to see it. I know the offensive line do. We're going to run a power play. Bo Scarborough goes untouched. I like this other angle. We'll just see these guys kicking out by the left tackle, and then Mack Wilson's going to come in here and get an old school pancake block, just knocking the guy on the backside. You got to have this. You can't line up in the shotgun every play and run the pistol you've got to have a dynamic offense. And this is Lane Kiffin not just going to the gun when it's third and goal from the 2, line up and run it, and this is good to put on tape, especially with Ole Miss coming up.
And John Parker, we talked about Jalen Hurts making some good decisions, but obviously he's getting ready to go into a very hostile environment in Oxford, Mississippi this upcoming weekend. How do you prepare an inexperienced guy like him for that type of environment?
So I think he's had some good experience so far, going against USC, getting some good reps, starting against Western Kentucky. So he's had both roles. Now you're going an SEC West opponent. If I'm the coach, I'm just telling him to be himself. Thus far, in the 2 games he's played, he's taken care of the ball. He's taken care of himself. I think the team has rallied behind him. Just be yourself and rely on the guys around you. You've got really good talent and both running backs, a lot of receivers. The offensive line is getting better each game. So don't try to do too much. Be yourself. Go out there and have fun. The kid's been playing really good, and I don't see anything different against Ole Miss.